Okay, so today we're going to learn about graphing and tables of values when it comes to statistics. Okay, so there's two ways to graph data. This way is either called a bar graph or a histogram graph. Okay, so you can see that I put my data of the age ranges of people. So how do you read this? How would you tell me about the statistics of what I've just highlighted? 20 to 30-year-old people take about 2 vacations per year. Okay, that's a... Okay, so this is the highest one. What do you call it when something occurs the most in the data? That's the mode. Look at you go. Mode. The mode is people between 50 and 60-year-olds take the most vacations a year. That's the mode. That's the most occurring thing. Okay, so this is called a bar graph or a histogram. So this one is called a frequency or polygon graph. We can do the same thing, except for instead of doing bars, we're doing dots, and then we just connect the dots. Okay, so this visual is called a frequency table. So the people between the ages of 0 and 9 do something 7 times. The people between ages 10 to 19 do something 5 times. I'm not sure what this data is representing, but this is what it looks like, okay? So when you have a score, so if you notice here on this interval, I always get confused by this. 58 to 60 and then 60 to 62. I always get confused of where should I put 60. 60 would go in this one. If you would see a 60, it would go in the lower one. It'd be like 58 to 60, and this would be like 60.01 to, or like, you know what I mean? It is 62. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Heights of students in the class were measured. All right, so 58 to 60. How many times do you see that? So I'm going to go there. 58 to 60, including 60. No, we're not putting this in the calculator. How many times do you see it? Numbers that are either 58, 59, or 60. How many times do you see it? Twice? Okay, there. Okay, so do you see how... Okay, I'm done. Good? Cross off, cross off. Okay, I like to do cross off because I need to like make sure I'm getting all my numbers. Okay, so 60 to 62. So how many times do you see 61 or 62? Go ahead, look for 61s or 62s. Anybody get any different than 2? Or am I good? 2? Okay, I'm going to cross them off. Okay, so the next interval would be 62 to 64. So really, I've already done the 62s in the lower range. So now I'm looking for scores of 63 or 64. 63. Twice again. Anybody different? Okay, 2. I'm going to cross off, cross off. Okay, so my next interval would go from 64 to 66. So I'm looking for 65 and 66. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay, we all agree with 4, so I'm going to cross off. Okay, so what's your next interval? 66 to 68. So really, we've done 66, so anything with a 67 or 68. 1, 2, 3. Yay? Good? No one's going to yell at me if I had this wrong? Okay. 68 to 70, so 69 and 70 you're looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. $70 to 72. I got 1 and 1. Okay, you know what I should have done here? I should have counted my total students here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 20 students. So can you add this up? 2, 4, 6 plus 4. What am I at right now? 10, 13, 18, 19, 20. Good. So I didn't miss any then, right? I got 20 items. Okay. So we have to make we're going to make a histogram. So what is a histogram? Which one of these is called the histogram? This one. So it's going to look like the bar. Okay. So what do you want on the bottom? Heights. Okay. So on the bottom of your graph, you're going to write the word heights. You have to put a label on the bottom. Okay. Do you guys want to start at 0? No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a squiggle line. What does it represent on a graph? Jumping the data. I don't want to start at 0 and go 0 to 2, 2 to 4. I'm not going to do that for heights. So then if I skip data, I'm going to go 58 to 60. Okay, so I put heights. I did a data skip, so I didn't have to start at 0. All right. On the side, we're going to write frequency. So I need to make my tick marks go up to 5 would be the highest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and you are not done labeling. So very important with statistical data that you have 3 labels. You have to label this axis, and you have to make a title. So I'm going to call my title Student Heights. So you need 3 things labeled. A title for each axis. Okay, so here we go. 58 to 60. Your bar needs to be too high. Too high, too high, then 4 high, 3 high, 5, 1, and 1. Okay, so if you were to do a polygon or line graph instead, I would have expected a dot. You don't have to write this, but I would have expected a dot actually in the middle, like that. No, for a polygon graph, a line graph. Okay. So this is what it would have looked like if it had been a line graph. And this dot would have lined up actually in the middle between 58 and 60. It would have landed on the middle. Those dots have to be in the middle. Okay, so here we go. What we're going to do is enter this data into our calculator. Okay, so in our calculator, we are going to do what we kind of did yesterday with L1 and L2. Okay. Yep. So here's why it's different. Are we listening? Because if I have to repeat this, I'm not going to be happy because this is very simple if you can listen. Okay, in L1, I'm sorry, but I can't type in 58 to 60. So what would be a good number to represent that zone? 59, the midpoint. So basically, your calculator is going to take 59 twice in its data. Okay? Do you know what's going to come next? 61. Why? Because it's the middle of that zone. And you're going to type that in twice. Got it? So stat edit. So yesterday, stat edit, and we're putting our data in there.
And then the clear, you go up to the L1, and press the clear, not delete. And then now you enter it.
Good?
You want to do the middle one, so you get the...
Do we all kind of look like this?
Yeah.
So my first one was 59, and then at the very end, I should have had a 73 as my last. Okay? Do your columns have the same amount in them? Because if one column looks longer than the other one, your calculator will tell you all kinds of quit things. You did it wrong. Okay, so we're going to get our data and we're going to base it off of, instead of like when we had, whatever we had, we might have had a 58 and a 60. Our data is just going to use 59, 59. Then our data is going to be using a 61, 61, and a 63, 63. It's just taking some averages, okay? And it's going to do the data. Okay, so here we go. Home screen from yesterday. Stat. What was the next button we did? Calculate. One variable statistics, but do not push enter.
Oh, why not?
Because we have to get it to take both columns. So we're going to go L1. We have to physically type that. Do you remember how to do that? Second one.
Second L1.
Close the bracket and then another bracket.
Comma.
It doesn't work.
Comma. Second L2.
Okay, wait. Do you have to press enter on the one?
I haven't pushed enter at all.
Well, then why doesn't mine
You have to
do that?
press enter on calc once you're on calc.
So get out of there. Clear it. Clear, clear, clear. Start fresh. Ready? Stat, calc, one variable statistics, L1, comma, L2.
No brackets?
No brackets. That's fine.
Can I do brackets?
I have never done that. You could try it.
We'll see what
L1,
happens. Can I
comma?
press enter now?
L1, comma. You guys have the comma button under sign.
I'm so blind.
Right above the 7.
Under the sign above the 7.
Never mind. And then comma just L2.
Yep. You see how to do L1s and L2s.
Then enter again.
And now I can enter.
Boom. I'm just confusing.
Okay.
It's all over the second. Katie just said. What? Oh, you press second. You did second.
I don't see the numbers. 61, 59, 61, 63.
Then we typed something in wrong.
Surprising.
Oh, I got this. Yeah, I did.
Hey, what'd you write on your yellow paper or whatever?
On my yellow paper?
Well, ours,
Huh?
ours is yellow.
Oh, like this is what I was doing. Oh, I'm going to figure out the mean, median, mode, and the range. Okay. Mean is the average height of these students. Do we have it? Which one is the average?
Man,
Does everybody have this exact number?
Mitch doesn't.
Give us a second.
Go back to your columns, and did we mistype something?
Before you put everyone in, but like, for the, put like 69 and then for 4,000.
65.8 inches tall? Yeah?
65 for it.
Are we looking the same?
Which one is that for? The mean?
That's the mean. That's the mean height of the students. Median, what's smack dab in the middle? Guess what? Just scroll down.
66.
Median is 66.
Range is 24. Nope,
24?
14.
So the range is me taking my highest.
14
So the highest was 73
minus 14.
and the lowest was 59.
Because you said-
High 73, take away the low 59.
As well.
So there's 24 inches of spread between my data then?
I think it's 14.
Oh, 14. You told me.
I said 24 at first, but then I changed it to 14.
I wasn't even thinking, I was listening to you. That would make more sense because that's a 2-foot difference in people's heights.
Yeah.
No.
What is that?
Okay.
Talk about it. Okay.
And the mode. Look at my graph. What's occurring the most?
2.
This occurs the most. So I would accept either saying the range.
Because it's the highest of the graph, it's 5.
I would be okay if you answered from 68 to 70 occurs the most. Or I would also be okay if you took the midpoint of that zone.
It doesn't actually ask for the question. Oh, now
It
determine mean.
now determine the mean using that and then answer all those other things too. Okay. Good. That's it.
Yeah, that's it for one question.